Good Thursday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up those football gods. How you doing? How you guys doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing good because any day that I can wake up and get my ass out of bed is a great day. I don't care what I have to face. The fact that I am physically able to get up and go makes me a happy man. I live my life like that every day because every day is a blessing, even the worst days. And speaking of some worst days, well, that's, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. But you know what? I'm excited because with this being Thursday, that means tomorrow is Friday, which is the opening of the CSA show. And come Saturday, I will be at the CSA show in Chantilly, Virginia. And I'll be seeing my quarterback. I'll be seeing the playmaker. I'll be seeing CeeDee Lamb, as well as other Cowboys. Not only them, I believe Hawk is coming down. That's right, my man Hawk's coming down. David Wiley, he'll be going. Michael Anthony Fitness Reaction Gig Economy, as well as Damn Gina, da-da-da-da-da-da. All of us and all of you guys that are going, we're going to be there hanging out. We're going to have fun together there in Chantilly, and I can't wait. And I have to say, shout out to all of you guys. It was just 2 weeks ago, we started a fundraiser to help with Dak Prescott's charity, Fight, Fate, Finish. You've seen Dak Prescott doing a couple of different events over the last 2 weeks to help raise money for his cause. He doesn't know this, but come Saturday, I got a big check. I ordered a big check from Amazon, and it's going to be over $3,000 that you guys help to raise for Fight, Fate, Finish. We'll be giving that check to him on Saturday, as well as getting the plaque sign that we're going to give away, and everybody who donated to that. And let me just give you a taste real quick here. Brian Evans, Ray Anthony, Michael Garcia, Elliot Higgins, Ava Hoggood, Alan Terry, Alan Lawson, Don Burks, Nate Copeland, Brian Della Rosa, Gina Campbell, Maurice Jenkins, Alexander Negron, Tony Chaldron, Johnny White, what's up, Johnny? Brandon Brown, Barry Carey, Anna Meldrose, Tyrone Early, Anthony Bonilla. I mean, the list goes on. Troy Daniels, Derek Joe. It's a long list. Every one of you guys, everyone that donated, and if you donate before 12 o'clock tomorrow, your name's going to be put on the plaque that we are giving Dak for his foundation. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and that's going to be a special event. So I hope you guys tune in Saturday. We're going to have some fun. In the meantime and in between time, you do your thing, and I'm going to do mine. It's funny because there's always shade thrown on anything that a Dallas Cowboy player or team does. Cowboys go 12-5. Oh, you're in a weak division. You're in the NFC least. But I kind of say, wait a minute. We at least had the Eagles go to the playoffs, right? That's two teams that went to the playoffs out of our division. NFC North. How many went to the playoffs? Matter of fact, how many teams in the NFC North actually had a winning record? Green Bay. You're not going to say that playing the Detroit Lions and Chicago Bears aren't two patsies? And you got Kirk freaking Cousins, although Kirk Cousins did beat the Packers. Cowboys were undefeated in their division. Let's look at the NFC South. The NFC South, the New Orleans Saints had Jameis Winston until he tore his ACL, and then they had Tyson Hill playing quarterback, a guy who's now playing tight end. Of course, Tampa Bay is good, but then you had Atlanta, which is rebuilding, and I can't tell you what the Carolina Panthers are with Sam Darnold and Cam Newton. I believe they only had one team that went to the playoffs. They did have, two teams to win a record, but still, not exactly the cream of the crop. But we're just told, Cowboys suck. You're Patsy. That's the way they do things. You know, if Dak gets the most touchdown passes of any Dallas Cowboys quarterback, and they tell you, oh, well, he's just got great weapons. He's got great weapons. The best offensive line. And he's got Zeke, even though Zeke was on, tore PCL, right? I point out things like, Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott, the numbers were really identical. They both had 37 TDs. Their pass yards per completion were about the same. So if you say Dak Prescott is a dink and dunker, well, then you say Aaron Rodgers is. Dak Prescott actually threw for more yards. But one is the MVP, the other one is trash cut, right? Because we're always told, thrown shade on it. They skew the numbers. This is what they do.
Can take numbers and skew them any way we want. We often can take numbers and we'll fit them into the narrative that we want to try and paint. And I probably am guilty of this. Can take numbers and skew them any way we want. We often can take numbers and we'll fit them into the narrative that we want to try and paint.
It's kind of funny because you would think that Pat Mahomes doesn't have any good players to throw to. But yet his number one guy, they got a whole draft worth of draft picks for him. It's funny because Aaron Rodgers, number one guy when they traded him, they got a first and a second. Our number one, we got a fifth-round pick. So I don't want to hear that, all the talent that we always hear about the talent that they tell us. Right now they tell us we're trash. By the time training camp comes around, they're going to say that we are loaded and ready for a Super Bowl run and that we just suck and we're just chokers. That's the way it's going to be. So, of course, it continues to go through. Here we have Trevor Diggs do something that hasn't been done in 30 years. 30 years. Ties the Dallas Cowboys all-time interception record. Has 11 interceptions in a season. Yet, still gets shade thrown on him. Oh, well, shit. 11 interceptions don't mean anything. He gave up 1,000 yards. He gave up 1,000 yards. He's garbage. He's ass. He sucks. Even though takeaways are game changers. And a guy who's only in his second year? It's funny because that's exactly what Ryan Clark tried to do. He tried to throw Trayvon under the bus and say, oh, well, he sucks. He sucks. Yeah, he got 11 interceptions, but it sucks. And Jalen Ramsey actually kind of set the record straight. Let's listen to the clip here because I find it really interesting how Ryan Clark literally tries to throw shade.
We play like, I ain't gonna lie, I hate it when people compare me and Trayvon. We play completely different. Like, I always play out of phase, he always plays in phase.
Yeah. Well, also, Trayvon gave up over 1,000 yards.
That's because he always plays in phase, but he also had 11, 12, maybe 13
You
picks.
got to make 12
That's
picks
crazy.
if you give up the most yards in the league.
But he plays different though. He plays in phase. I play out of phase.
You take chances.
No, he said
he does.
He
You
takes
jump.
chances.
Yeah, I was gonna say that some people take chances, some people don't.
There are some
Exactly.
people-
It's just a difference of it's a different style of how he plays. I agree. If you are a guy who plays in phase a lot, like he does, you're gonna have a lot of picks, which he does though.
Yeah.
He does. So it's working out for him. He's one of the best at doing that.
Yep.
Same with JC.
He does, yep.
Let's listen to that one more time again, okay? Jalen Ramsey recognizes that he's great doing what he does in the style that he's doing it. Ryan Clark, of course, it's a Cowboy player. Let's diss him. Listen
We
to
play
him.
like, I ain't gonna lie, I hate it when people compare me and Trayvon. We play completely different. Like, I always play out of phase, he always plays in phase.
Yeah.
Well, also, Trayvon gave up over 1,000 yards.
That's because he always plays in phase, but he also had 11, 12, maybe 13
You
picks.
got to make 12
That's
picks if you
crazy.
give up the most yards in the league.
But he plays different though. He plays in phase. I play out of phase.
You take chances.
No, he said
He does.
He
You
takes
jump.
chances.
Yeah, I was gonna say that some people take chances, some people don't.
There are some
Exactly.
people-
It's just a difference of it's a different style of how he plays. I agree. If you are a guy who plays in phase a lot, like he does, you're going to have a lot of picks, which he does, though.
Yeah.
He does. So it's working out for him. He's one of the best at doing that. Same with JC.
He does,
We play like,
Yeah.
I ain't going to lie, I hate it when people.
You get that? So it's interesting that a guy who ends up getting 11 interceptions, basically in some people's minds, is garbage. That's basically what he's trying to say. And this is the problem when we deal with Dallas Cowboys players, the way it is shaded no matter what we do. We're told, of course, Dak, oh, yeah, well, he had the best offensive line in football. Did he? That offensive line decided, we got 2 starters we got to get rid of. They're not good. We had the most penalized player in the NFL at Connor Williams. Lyle Collins never really got back into a groove. Tyron Smith was great first 7 games till he got injured. But yet you still have the narrative of, Dallas Cowboys. Even Pro Football Focus, they went through and said, the Dallas Cowboys, best offensive line in football. I don't know how you could look at that offensive line that was literally having games that we weren't having 50 yards rushing and say it was the best offensive line in football. And this is just kind of the way it is, I guess, when you're a Dallas Cowboy player, that nothing that you do is considered good enough in comparison to everybody else. It gets to be sickening at some point, and people who don't really understand the game, who don't really understand the ins and outs and have never really played, seem to think that they're an expert, or they just listen to the talking heads that literally always throw stuff at you. The fact that people say, well, Dak Prescott, he's overpaid. $40 million a year, he's overpaid. And don't understand how the salary cap works, because you've listened to Skip Bayless go on last year and say that he fleeced Jerry Jones for $70 million last year, my $70 million quarterback. In actuality, his cap number was only $17 million. When you think that the Eagles paid $34 million on the cap for Carson Wentz just to go, it seems like a bargain. Dak Prescott's cap number this year is right there with Baker Mayfield's and Sam Darnold. Yeah. So to say he's overpaid and he's getting paid like those guys, especially now that the new threshold for quarterbacks is $50 million, and I guarantee you in 2 years it's going to be $60 million. Let's see if we can kind of pump down the hate and be a little bit more rational. Do the research and understand if there's a narrative there being played on you. Anyway, if you do want to be part of the GoFundMe, and again, make sure if you're going to, you do it before 12 o'clock tomorrow, so that way when I'm going to be cutting in all of the names onto the plaque tomorrow. Make sure you do that before tomorrow at 12 o'clock. You can still make donations after that. I just can't guarantee that your name will be on the plaque that we give Dak. And if you want the link, go to the community tab. The link is in there right now. Just click on it. It's real easy. And as always, good people, we're going to keep you up to speed with everything that is the Dallas Cowboys. Today will be an interesting day because the hearing for Jerry Jones and his alleged daughter happens today. I also believe that we'll hear something today about Bobby Wagner, because it seems like every other day there's a visit or interest from a team that happens, and I think that today will be that day as well. And I'm still not giving up complete hope on that situation. I still think there's still something out there, some things we don't know. If you are, I'm just still going through my head. If you are the Cowboys and Stephen Jones, you don't want to say, yeah, we want Bobby Wagner, because, of course, that increases the price. You play coy. You know you've got a guy who's in constant contact with them. Oh, no, we're out of that. We're out of that. And if Bobby Wagner really has interest, then he kind of says, okay, let's work on this. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just delusional. Could be. But with that being said, it's time to roll out of here. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report.
else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys?